Whoop, bup, 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 bup. That is how we start podcasts now.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, so that's some Seinfeld shit. Like every time the scene changes, you just go. Yeah, feels good to be back, man. We kind of changed our studio location, so it's like really plain. Let me know what you guys want me to do with the background, because it's too wide, just like America. We are getting right into it, bro. We're not wasting any time. So you know what's happening. I know you know because I told you. I had to brief you before. Because Ali is kind of weird. He doesn't read the news. On social media, he follows like 10 people that he's really close to. So every time I want to talk about something on the podcast, I have to tell him, bro.
Yeah.
So this is what's going on. There are people who have stormed the Congress House in Washington, and this is what we're going to be talking about. Yeah. Man, listen, bro. All of this could have been avoided if you would have just voted for Trump in the first place. Right? I told you guys. You guys voted him out. Pull up that clip. We should pull up that clip from the previous podcast. I said Trump is a reality TV star. And the season is ending. There's going to be a season finale. And this is it. I told you. I called it. If you think this was unexpected, then I'm kind of surprised that didn't happen before this. You know, they waited a while and now they were like, okay, he's really going. We have to do something. And they did.
Even I expected this to come sooner.
Yeah, I was surprised. But now it is what it is. I mean, this is what I love doing, right? I love looking at it from both sides. You're telling me if Trump had won, the other side wouldn't have done the same thing. You know, like you're telling me there wouldn't be any protests if Trump had won. It is what this is what people do. People are pissed off. No matter what happens, there's two sides, and there's going to be pissed off people the whole time. Now, if you're one of those people who's taking this opportunity to further the race divide, you know, just putting more. What do you say in Hindi? There's a saying for it.
Putting kerosene on the fire.
Putting kerosene on the fire. Yeah, Hindi. There's something in Hindi. Fuck, my brain isn't working. आग लगा रहा है. हाँ, बीच में आग लगा रहा है. This is what's happening, bro. Like, what's wrong is wrong. Like, protests are fine. You should be able to protest, but once it turns violent, I don't care if you're black or white. Now, if you're going to compare protests and riots, these guys, they went into the building, right? They climbed the walls and shit. They went into the building and they took selfies, bro. Like, there's just this dude in a Viking costume and with a fucking Trump hat, and he's like going in. You think these people are going in to kill. They went in, they took a couple of videos, and they were gone. Over in 2 hours. Done. The BLM protest, that shit lasted for days, and they would just beat up people on the street, and they were damaging property and like stealing and fucking like going into restaurants and throwing shit all over the place. These guys just went in, took a couple of selfies, came out in and out in 5 seconds, job done. Yeah, so if you were going to compare, this is a fair comparison, isn't it? And now there are people who are like, oh, if these people were black, this is what the cops would have shot them. You had a problem with that the last time I checked. So, like, you want to defund the police and then get mad at the police for not doing anything? Like, you choose which one is it. I don't know, bro. America's too good. Like, it's too good to be true. You know, like, it's so entertaining. You know, they say it's funny until it happens to you. So this is the funny phase for us, like over here in India, right? It hasn't happened to us, so it's funny. And it's going to be funny. When it happens to us, that's when we'll deal with it. I'm pretty sure we'll find some humor in there as well. But for now, it is what it is, right? Why are you so quiet? Do you not have any political opinions? This is 2021, bro. How are you?
Oh man, My political opinion is this all is stupid. People will only figure out what to do once
they meditate.
I mean, I don't know if meditation is the way for them to get there, but we just need to become more conscious and more aware. But till then, like you said, I mean, I listen to this stuff and I'm like, okay, this is happening.
It's entertaining as fuck.
I see
I love
why
it.
it's happening. For me personally, it's not as entertaining, but I just don't get.
Yeah, but you get to laugh at it, and you're like, oh, look at these stupid people.
If you want to laugh at it, then laugh at it. Cool.
It is hard. See, there are people like me who will sit down and talk shit, and I don't give two fucks about what happens over there. They went into the building. Good for them. That's what they did. And then if there are people who are so worked up over it, they're like, oh, Trump did this, did that. Let's say he did. Who gives a shit, bro? Like, why are you sitting here and getting worked up over it? Like, it affects you in no way whatsoever. But then, hey, if people like that didn't exist, my podcast wouldn't get any views. If people didn't care about this. Right now, I know I'm going to put Trump in my thumbnail. I'm going to put that guy in the Viking costume in the fucking building. And it's going to get views, right? So thank you for caring. But it is what it is. There was a picture that I shared. I storied it. There was an Indian flag.
What?
How
does that contribute to anything? Why was there an Indian flag there?
This is what happens, bro. Indians are fucking everywhere.
No, I get that they're everywhere. Why did that person feel the need to take the flag to a protest?
He thought he's representing. Respect to that guy. Like, we always ask for representation. So it's not always going to be good representation. There's going to be that one guy.
Right.
That shit was so impressive though, low-key.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, fuck yeah. This is what it is. Yeah, there were people saying it's not a cricket, like he just confused it for a cricket game or some shit. But
what the? That's a little racist.
What? No, it is. It would have been.
It's kind of racist, but I can also. It did look like a cricket match, right? Like outside a stadium. Crowds filled.
There were so many of them, and I don't know, man. They're like the cop. There were people died in there. Like the cops shot some people. So, and that's what happens, dude. If you riot, you're going to get shot.
You're trying to raid the White House.
It's not the White House, it's the Congress House, but everyone was there. Like everyone, they were certifying that Biden has won. Like, so that's why these people, and they're saying, oh, it was planned by Trump. I don't know if it was. I mean, Trump did call. He gave a speech for an hour before that. All of that happened. And then later he went and he was like, okay, guys, now go home. That's what he said. He's like, we love you. We understand what you're feeling, but go home. He was so sweet about it. Trump. Now they're calling for him to be impeached. And it's like he's got, 12 days left? And they're like, oh, get rid of him and give him his 12 days.
It's like a concert.
Yeah.
He called everyone, gave them a show.
The after party was after party at the Congress House. You get to do costumes as well.
He was like, all right, guys, now just go home.
It's just one of those parties that gets out of hand. Dude, I'm gonna say something now. Everyone like on the other side, they're like, oh, you lost the election, you lost the House, you lost the Senate, we won everything. Dude, the fact that Trump was in there for 4 years, that's the biggest L. Like it's gonna take years to recover from that L, right? Trump being the president for 2 days is more than, like, he's won. It's over. Like, he's won this. Okay? So, yeah, think about that. Yeah. Sometimes I say things and then I'm like, fuck, people are going to think I'm a Trump supporter. And I'm like, if you think that, then I'm sorry. Well, it's just not true. Next episode, I better make America great again cap. I'm like, I'm not a Trump supporter. Yeah. Fuck it, dude. Fuck that. Who cares? Happy New Year to everyone.
But yeah.
2021. If you can tell from my voice, it's a bit stuffy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because December was just so hard, especially the final like 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, I think I figured out what the best New Year's Eve scene is.
Really?
Yeah, because every year, this happens every year, like without fail. People are like, oh, from 10 days before the 31st, everyone's like, oh, what's your New Year's Eve scene? What are you going to do? Where are you going? And then there's always all these plans, there's house parties, there's events, and you're just like, I don't know what you're going to do. These friends are going there, and my other friends are going there, so I don't know which place I'm going to go to. I'm telling you, this is the best thing you can do. If you have friends. If you don't have friends, then probably go out somewhere where you're going to meet people. But if you have a group of friends, just get them together, get fuck tons of alcohol, drugs, they help too. Just do that, right? Be with your friends, drink, close friends, people that you actually like. Because we spent the whole night telling each other we love each other. We just drank and did drugs and told each other that we love each other. It was the best thing ever, right? I mean, I don't encourage I don't encourage drinking. I don't encourage the use of drugs. But if you're going to do it with your closest friends and tell them you love them. Because we had a lot of fun doing it. And yeah, so what happened was, we were going out a lot in December, and then on the 30th of December, one day before New Year's Eve, there was this party that we went to, and then there was the curfew. The curfew was still on, so the place shut pretty early, and then everyone's already drunk. We're like, oh, we're not going home. So we went to a friend's place, and we drank and partied till like 4 and 5 in the morning, and I was like, okay, no one's home right now. Only my mom's home. I'm not going to go home because I didn't have house keys. So I was like, I don't want to wake her up. So I went to a friend's place and I stayed over. Slept for like 3 hours and a half. Woke up. My friend went to work. Respect. Like on 3 hours of sleep and being hungover. He went to work and I had to go for a brunch. It was a friend's birthday brunch, because I have this friend and her birthday is on the 31st, right? So, and 31st people usually have plans, so she always does a brunch scene so that people can like come and then at night go do whatever they want. So I go do that on 3 hours of sleep, and then I go there, everyone's drinking. I'm not a pussy, I'm not gonna not drink. So I do that, and that goes on for a while. I get home at like 7:30. I was like, okay, fuck, it's late, I have to get ready and go where my friends are for New Year's Eve. And then I do that, and my friends are waiting downstairs, right? This is like at 8. My friends are waiting downstairs. They're like, let's leave. They call me, they're like, okay, because they went to get dinner or something, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get ready, take a shower, freshen up, and then come down, we leave. These guys are calling me. I'm like, okay, I'll be down in 5 minutes. At this point, I'm already ready, everything is done. I just keep the phone, I lie down for 5 seconds like this. I put my arms on my chest like the death position, and I just breathe. I'm like, whew, and I'm pepping myself up. I'm like, I mean, I know you have slept for 3 hours in the past. What's 24 plus 12? 36. You've slept for 3 hours in the past 36 hours, but you have to do this. There's people, they're waiting on you, they're banking on you. So I just breathe. I lie down for 5 minutes while my friends are waiting downstairs. Friends, you were there too. And I get up, I'm like, okay, let's do this. I go around, all of my close friends are there. We have the best night ever. And we pull an all-nighter because no one wanted to go home and no one wanted to crash either. In the morning, I come home, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take rest now. This is the first day of the year. I'm gonna relax. But I come home, I shower, I don't get any sleep. I'm like, I'm trying to sleep, but then I'm starving, so I go and eat, and then I don't get any sleep either after that. So what are you doing there?
What did you have to do on this?
Yeah, I'm getting to that, bro. Can you relax with this This is my podcast.
That you forgot.
No, I'm getting to it.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm not getting any sleep today. And mind you, I have a gig in the evening, okay? First of all, it's only my fault. Who the fuck takes up a gig on the 1st of January? Like, I'm just telling myself, no one's gonna come. Why did I do this to myself? Why am I doing this? And then I've already given my word and I don't like going back on my word. So there's no option. I have to do it. So I go there. There are a couple of tables, there are people out, and I'm just thinking to myself, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then I eat something and I start playing. Dude, I promise the tables were filled, bro. 1st January. Like, I wanted to personally go to every table and say what happened to you. Like, what went wrong in your life that you're out drinking on the 1st of January. Like, I thought I'll go there and there'll be no one, so I get to leave early. It was filled. I was just like, okay. And this is what? How long has it been? It's been 24 hours plus 12 plus another 24. So I'm on 3 hours of sleep in over 48 hours. I don't know how my body is. It's like surviving like at this point. And I was just worried, like, while I'm playing, I'll just collapse.
Yeah.
Because like my body's just going to shut down. But it didn't. And I'm here. I did get kind of sick though, like, but the sickness is because the next day, like, I slept that night. The next day I woke up, I'm like, okay, chalo, I put my body through hell. I'm gonna get healthy now. I start working out. I work out one day, I'm fine, okay, I'm a bit tired, I'm eating right. The next day, I'm like, okay, chal, healthy 2021. I go cycling. I go cycling and I cycle for like, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, and my body is just giving up at this point. And it's like, no. The friend I went with, he was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You can't cycle for over 3 kilometers. And it was a good cycle. It's not like the pedals were hard. It had gears and shit. And then I come home and I'm done. Like, it's over. My nose is stuffy. But it's such a weird, I don't know if it's a cold. I don't think it's a cold because my throat, fine. Nothing wrong with my throat. Like, at first I thought, okay, I'm catching a cold. Is this a flu? Is this COVID? And, you know, like, now though, when you go out and your throat feels a bit itchy, you're like, fuck, I have COVID, right? Everyone's super paranoid. But there's no throat pain. My throat is fine. It's not sore at all. I didn't get fever even once. Temperature is fine. No coughing. Nothing. It's just my nose was stuffy for like 2 days and it's fine now. I nursed myself so well. I did steam. I'm drinking fucking haldi, honey and shit. I'm doing sinus rinses. Have you seen anyone do a sinus rinse?
I've done it.
It's the best thing ever. Like,
not to look at.
Not to look at, obviously, but it makes you feel so good after.
Yeah.
And I hate being sick. And I always, like, for me, when I get sick, my strategy is to just pretend that I'm not sick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, oh, no, not. If you, because I feel like if you fall for it and you're in bed and you're like, oh, I'm sick, it just gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, yeah. I took care of myself. This is the first time I've gotten sick in like 3 years. So, it was bound to happen.
Right.
Yeah. That is my story of my New Year's Eve and everything else. How do you feel, bro? How's it? How's the new year treating you? Anything different?
Anything different? Yeah. Stuff is different. I feel like shit. For one.
Talk to me, bro. What's going on?
It's not about what's going on. It's just a personal thing. It's
Okay.
like there's things which I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the only thing which I want to do.
Yeah.
But I kind of have to do other stuff for now.
Yeah.
and wait for the right time to come. So I feel like under the surface, I feel like shit, but in a good way, because it's pushing me to become better.
Yeah.
So that's what it's like for me right now. Apart from that, like I fucked up my back because I was working too hard. So I have to like exercise now if I want to be able to work. So rough start, but I mean optimistic start though. It's pretty good.
Okay. Now that we've gotten the boring stuff out of the way, right? Good. Showing no. I'm actually very nice to Ali off camera. Like I think.
Shit. I just realized I think my mic was on mute this whole time. It's fine.
That's fine. I think they heard you, but from afar.
It's not like anyone was actually listening.
No, it's fine. I think it's turned. This has turned into a bit, just me being mean to you on the podcast.
Right.
I don't know. It isn't intentional. 2021. First of all, I hate this thing where you're like, oh, you just assume that one year is bad and the next year, yeah, so 2020 was a bad year. No, it was, if you used it right, it wasn't a bad year. I feel like people use that as an excuse.
Yeah.
But resolutions are cool though. Like I can get on board with resolutions. You could do resolutions on any other day. You're like, okay, my resolution for this week is. But if you're gonna use the new year as an excuse to follow those resolutions, use it as motivation. Yeah, good for you. What are we doing with the podcast? I want to. Okay, I love doing the podcast. It's my favorite thing to do. More than the vlogs even. I just want to make this podcast, take it to the next level. I want it to be the best podcast in India, at least, like be the number one. And we're going to get there, right? It's just a matter of time. Call me cocky, call me arrogant if you want, but that's what I'm working towards. I'm having the best podcast in India. With guests also. I know I keep talking about guests, but you don't see any. I have guests lined up and I was actually supposed to record one today with a guest, but a very exciting one at that. But then I got sick and I didn't know, like the doctor said that this can't spread, it's just your sinus, it's just with you. But I don't want to risk it, and also I feel super uncomfortable if someone is next to me and they're sneezing all the time, or their nose is blocked, or they're coughing. It's just like, stay the fuck away from me. Even with my friends, like I have some friends, they get sick and they come and they want to like pass the joint. I'm like, bro, like if I can avoid falling sick, I would want that. So with me, when I get sick, I don't want to be around anyone. Like even my friends, they wanted to meet me. I'm like, dude, no, I don't want to. It makes me uncomfortable. So I didn't want to do the podcast with them then, but I'm going to do it soon and it's going to be lit. It's going to be so good. How did I get here? Oh, I was talking about resolutions. Guests? No, we were talking about resolutions before. Yeah. So the resolution is to just keep doing this and like fucking let this grow, bro. When I go out now, there are people who obviously know me and they're like, oh, I love listening to the podcast. Every time I'm like, if I wake up and I'm having breakfast, it's what I listen to. It makes you feel so good and makes me want to keep doing it. So that is that. That's my mom's phone. Thank you for being so insensitive. Yeah. What
did you do? You birthed me. You gave me everything that I have. You bought everything for me.
Yeah, just so that your phone could ring during my podcast.
What is this, mother?
Yeah. So anyway, if you ever watched it this far, then you're a really nice person. And let me know what I should do with the wall back here. Personally, I don't like asking for suggestions. Like when creators put stories, they're like, give me video ideas. They're like,
that's your job.
Yeah, that's the only thing you're supposed to do, come up with ideas. But
once a while, it can be a banger.
Yeah.
Once a while. And that too, it's good if you give them options of what you should do and they choose. Don't give them, what do I do?
No, I feel like if you're a good creator, then you should know what your audience wants without asking them.
That's true.
Yeah,
And if you're giving them options, give them options based on which one they want, so that they can choose which one they want more.
Yeah.
Yes, theory used to do this stuff. They used to go abroad, and they would put a poll on where to go next or what they should do next. That's fine.
Yeah. Speaking of going abroad, I may have some travel plans. So if I'm vlogging, then it's gonna be international.
Yeah,
Mr.
well, we still have to
Worldwide.
figure that out. There's a lot of
Yeah.
unknown there.
Yeah.
Save that for another one.
Yeah. Yeah. What I was trying to ask is that give me suggestions for the wall. Like it's empty, right? Well, we want to do something with that.
Imagine if there's like an artist who wants to come and paint something. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
We
that
can
would be
put up
sick.
a canvas or something up here.
Yeah, if you're a creative person and you have an idea or you want to do something to it yourself, then fuck yeah, let me know. DM me. I respond to all my DMs, pretty much. Unless if it's weird. Or unless you're a sex bot or you're a nah. If you're ugly but you still have something to offer, then I would be willing to.
We should end it there.
Yeah, let's end it here. I just wanted to do a quick one at the start of the year. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you get everything that you're working towards, and this year is good for you. And I hope you're not shallow enough to use violence as a way to further the race divide in America. Peace.